Everyone, Ballad of Buster Scruggs is an anthology film written and directed by the Coen brothers. It has 6 different stories not connected to each other. I went to see this film with high expectations. I love the Coen brothers. The Big Lebowski is one of my favorite movies of all time. Fargo is great, and True Grit, another western by them, is really good. So it's easy to see why I had such a high expectation for this film. Now I gotta say, while there are great scenes in this movie and some solid stories, it fell short as a film and left me very disappointed. I'm going to give my thoughts on every story alone and in the end as a whole movie. The first story, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, is okay. It has its moments. There is a nice showdown in the end, but the entire first part just didn't give me any emotions whatsoever or made me care about anything. For some reason, they decided to almost make it musical, which is odd, and it's only in this first part. The other parts don't resemble to this part at all. The title of this movie has Buster Scruggs in it, but he's only in the first part, which is very strange. The second part stars James Franco, and it's decent. It has a really cool scene in a bank, but that's it. There isn't much to care about. There are laughs now and there, but nothing really interesting happens. And it feels this story was in the movie to have a 2-hour plus runtime, and to have Franco in the movie to show him in the trailers. The third part was the most boring, uninteresting part in the film. Liam Neeson didn't even have to be in it. He just mumbled and made some background voices. Now this story could have been really good, because Harry Manning's performance was pretty good, but I felt like they have made the short film on loop. They show scenes that are quite identical to each other for 10 to 15 minutes if I'm not mistaken, and after 2 times that you watch the same scene it just feels bland and you wish it would end or that something different would happen. Now this is where the story really picks it up. The fourth part was really good. It was pretty great actually. It was interesting, the cinematography was amazing, Tom Waits' performance is really good, and it feels like this part should have been an entire film, and by the end of it you wanted more. The fifth part actually feels like a movie, which is good. It takes a while to get invested, but after 10 minutes I was hooked and genuinely surprised that I was fascinated by this. Mostly because of the performances, which are very good, but by the time I was invested there was about 10 minutes left, which is a shame. It is a really good fight scene, although it felt a bit unrealistic. The fight itself is so amazing that I could give it a pass. This part was entertaining and I was left wanting more. The last part feels out of place. Nothing really happens there. It's just a long scene in a stagecoach with Brendan Gleeson, who I adore, but I feel like any other actor could have done his part because he doesn't really do anything. He just say words here and there and sings a song. The last part feels so lackluster compared to the Hateful Eight long stagecoach scene that makes this scene feel bland and boring. I felt really disappointed finishing this movie because the trailer made it look like it's a one movie and not a collection of short ones. The name of this movie doesn't represent the movie at all. There is no doubt that the Coen brothers are amongst the best in Hollywood, but this movie is just disappointing. Considering the great reviews on this film, I felt like I needed to post my opinion on this film. I would love to hear your opinion on the movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with my thoughts? Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.